Good morning, everybody. Welcome to House Flipper episode 14. This is our live stream playthrough, which I, of course, clicked the wrong button on again. I have a bad habit of that. Today, we're going to do something a bit new. Well, maybe not a bit new because we have missions to do, possibly a new house to revamp. This place really needs a good going over. We just finished doing our episode for Giorgio yesterday and sold that place. You know what? That's just driving me crazy. Time I cleaned up a little bit here. All right, I might just actually do a quick skim around the outside walls. There is nothing like rocking up to your office every morning and seeing it look like an absolute garbage heap. What I might do is go through a mission and then I might do another thing on this place. We sold to Giorgio, so I have to think about who we might want to sell this one to. Possibly the student, although the Jan tarts are a pretty good target too because this place only has 3 rooms, so it's nice and small. We could also sell it to the businessman. Okay, for some reason it's not letting me clean that. Right, I was aiming at the wrong point. So there are a few options for this place. But what we'll do first is we'll get through and do a couple more missions to get a little bit of more cash because we're at 52, that's not too bad. We could buy another house as well, so I might see what's available. Because I tend to buy them as I can afford them and then just take my time doing them up. I was going to play through all the missions before I got into the house flipping, but I much prefer to do it this way. Jump over the bush. That bush is going to drive me crazy. Let's get rid of that. And that one while we're at it. And I suppose we could just get rid of these two as well. Right, that's a bit better. So I'm not going to wince every time I arrive at the office now. Well, alright, I might wince, but never mind. E. And browser. Let's see what we can buy for 52. Alright, abandoned house looks like it's next up on the block. We'll take that. Stay here though, so that gives us another one. Got a bit of work to do there. We're actually not going to go there today. Today we're going to have a look at the bathroom and home workshop for Mandy Chow. Her grandmother passed and they have an extra room that they need to revamp. So let's accept that mission and help with getting them back on track. Gas mask. Alright, so if you're flipping a house for that person, we need to do a gas mask. Okay, up there we go. So up here we have the granny flat, quite literally. There's a few things to remove. There's 10 pictures. There's some walls to put in and a bathroom to revamp. So let's just very quickly get into the removal of all things. Alright. Sometimes you can guess at what needs to be removed even though you don't see it on the list, and unless it's something that you shouldn't, the system will let you. So okay, see, it won't let you do that. That's immoral. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Some of the comments you get when you try and sell something you shouldn't are quite entertaining. I'm not that kind of guy. Okay. All right. Now we could place the objects, but it's probably going to be easier if we do everything else first. Pretty sure that's a no. So it's also outlined in red if you can't sell it. It's just a bit of a hint that maybe you shouldn't. Okay. Mount devices. Let's go with this one. It's a washer. So if you like puzzling games, you can either type washer in up there or you can just go to bathroom. And I've probably zipped right past it. It's the first thing on the deck there. If you can't put something in, you may be standing too close, so just back up. And then go forward to assemble it. It's a good puzzle sort of thing. If you're starting out and you're not sure what thing to press, if it goes green when you try to press it, that's the thing. If it goes red, try something else. press all of the things. There we go. And the other thing it does is it cues you in by repositioning the camera as you work. That's right. First time I put a washing machine in it, I just didn't work it out very quickly, and I ended up with water all over the floor because I couldn't work out to push that lead in. All right, what's this for? Let's unscrew that. What am I mounting there? It's a bathtub plumbing fitting, I think. Let's go to the bathroom. All right, let's go with this one. And we'll assemble that very quickly, pop those in. Improving your handyman skill makes you a lot quicker at putting stuff together. So we're now getting to that point where everything's a lot faster than it used to be, which is really nice. That, and you get used to what you've got to press. So there we go, that's done. Head over to here, unscrewed. That's a shower. All right. I'm actually really tempted to try and put in one of these curved showers because I really, really want to. But it is a Reno. It's not that much different. All right, let's go for this one. Yeah, there we go. I haven't done one of these before, so that's why I really want to try it. So the best thing about this game is when they add the new things in and you're just like, oh, I haven't done that. Alright, so that one you can't get into, and I reckon if you're going to tile a room first, you would need to tile it before you put that shower in, because unlike the other shower, you can't back up and target the walls at the top, and you can't open the door to target. So if you're tiling, that goes in last. It's kind of cool though. Alright. Mount devices. We still have a couple more. A toilet, that's probably a really good idea. Let's tab that. Bathroom, modern toilet, assemble, pop that in. And that's done. I now have one more mount, and I think it's hiding behind here. Let's pop that over there just for a minute. There we go. Right, so not everything is obvious when you first walk into a room. Sometimes you got to shuffle stuff about. We can buy a sink and mount that. It's only a little space. Says she, grabbing the biggest thing she can find. Ha, it fits. It's near the washing machine. We're going to need a big sink. Now, in order to set one of these up, you have to open the cupboard doors. Then you get your option to assemble it. And it's a relatively simple assembly. You need to click on these before you can get this one to work. And then it's in. You don't have to close the door again, I just do. Alright, I need to put a round rug in here. Let's just move this first. I'm going to put it up against the wall. So I just pop it out of the way again. And I guess we should probably put that wall in, shouldn't we? Alright. And that's not the key to press. We right click, grab your walls. We're going to improve our wall in very soon. It's nice to be able to put a painted wall in. Now with the walls, they could be a little bit obnoxious about going where you want them to go. Oops, let's not accidentally hit that with a hammer. Right, so our walls are up. So this room just needs the 2 round rugs, and seeing as we're here, I'm just going to grab that and put it up against here because I can. Alright, round rugs, you can find them under under rugs, sorry, not floor panels, rugs. You can get a variety of colours. Oh, there's a purple one now, nice, that's new. And the white one in here. It wants to, so we'll buy many. We'll give them, that's actually a little different to last time I played this one. Probably near the bathtub, there we go. And a toilet paper holder, how could I forget? Alright, into the bathroom. And we might give them, let's give them a nice modern toilet roll holder, there we are. Except that that's not the toilet roll holder they're looking for. Right, so when you're doing missions, you've got to be a little bit, yeah, you've got to be quite particular because otherwise you won't fulfill your requirements. So let's pop that over there, I think. All right, now that all the tasks in this room are done, to get back into the other room, we're going to have to toddle out this way. You do get this house layout to renovate later. So you can either take notes and do it this way, or you can decide that that's not what you want to do. But anyway, chair it Allen. All right. I can go into furniture and I can look for this in chairs, or I can be extra lazy and just type ELL1 and it will come up on the drop down. You can select it from there. So we'll buy one of those. Right, we wanted 4. Oh no, it didn't. It wanted 1. This is the other thing too. That little number on the side is not how many of these that you buy, it's how many objects you're going to need to place. So don't do what I did one day and promptly put in 4 things and then wonder why I still had things to place even though I'd put 4 items down. It doesn't work. Now I had garage shelves, I believe, and there was more than one. Yeah. So we'll pop these in here. Back it up so I can actually put that down. There we go. And a standard desk, which I'm going to put over there. I'm actually just going to type in standard. It's down the bottom in the drop down. And we'll go with that white thing. I know it's going to be like a guy's office and he's going to come in here with greasy paws and he's got a lovely white desk. Hehe. Okay, and that's that. We've finished the job at 100%. We're going to head back to the office. We're going to do one more thing at our office. Now the thing is if you're renovating your office with the customer in mind, you're not going to be able to do it. I might just clean it. Yeah, it still looks a bit grubby. You're not going to be able to do it and have all the customer comments. So you'll notice that that not all the dirt is showing because I just cleaned some off that windowsill and it was there. And unlike your missions, there's nothing to tell you that you've got 100% of the dirt done in your house. So maybe I just missed that bit. So your clients, however, will tell you that they'll make snarky little comments along the side there about whether or not you've got all the dirt done in the house. And when you do, they'll say things like, "Oh, finally, it's clean." And you're like, "Oh, really?" Okay, the windows are done in here. So I guess the one thing I'll do in the office, apart from prettying that up, is I'm going to put in my curtains and blinds, simply because I like it. If you're looking at increasing your handyman skill, this actually counts towards it. I can't buy many, which means I can't run around and just plonk them in the windows without having to go back into the tab bar. But that's really a minor issue, especially if you're doing something where you want to. I don't think it's going to let me hang on here because my computer's in the way. Oh no, good, it will. Alright. See, now I can get to the renovations with complete privacy. Just pull the blinds and there we go. So little things like this don't seem to affect what your clients think. So you can actually go about and put them in with impunity and not really worry that you're going to devalue the house for a particular buyer without knowing it. And it just helps because it means the finish is a little bit higher. You can also paint with the blinds in, so that's not going to be a problem. You just have to be a little bit more careful about where you point your mouse. Okay, And by doing things up a little bit at a time, you don't feel like you're doing a whole lot of stuff all at once when you get to the end. So really, when you get to the selling part, if you decide you want to move your office, you don't have a lot to get done. There's a handyman skill. Awesome. All right, we're into faster plastering. Excellent. So yeah, you don't have to decide. Yeah, you don't have to run around and do all the little touch-ups. I haven't put the heater back in because I'm not sure I want it there yet. I am going to fix that bathroom. Not right now though. It's going to be a yellow bathroom. We're going to do one more mission today. Oh, a playground instead of a parking lot. Nice. Let's get this one done. Hello, we need some major changes in our house's surroundings. We own a big parking lot that our grandchildren learnt to walk, and we don't want them to play around cars. Funny that. Could you rebuild part of it to create a paradise for our 5-year-old sweeties? All we need is a swing, a sandbox, and a football field. Thanks in advance. All right, Monica, let's get you your... Oh, this one. Let's get you your playground. In American gardens, trees and shrubs with lush greenery are planted. All right, so when we're doing our American garden, we have to remember that. Okay, nothing to do in this area. Gardens are like houses, they have rooms. You just have to look at your mini-map, and you can see the two little numbers, 1 and 2, up at the top of the mini-map on the right-hand side. And as you get closer, so we're just coming into that area 2, the 2 will disappear, but you'll be in a space here. So we need to get rid of the paving stones in here. Sell things. And because I know I'm going to have to remove it from that room, I might as well do it while I'm there. So this is just left. Click on the mouse as you go through. You're probably already up to this now if you're playing. Alright, now let's just make sure I didn't have to pull anything else. No. Okay. I'm just having a look at the gravel. So they want sand scattered in this area, but over in this area they're going to want single coloured gravel. And that can be a little bit of a challenge, because if you're careless where the two edges of the gravel and the sand meet, you may actually mess up your room requirements. So you're going to have to just gravel with care. There you go. So once you've removed everything out of a room space, whether you're inside or out, if you've got things they want in the room, you'll get the place object thing replacing it. All right, what have we got here? Okay, so let's have a look at this. Don't need that. We need our garden store. Yep. We need our surfaces. Single coloured gravel. Okay. Sand square. You can go with squares, or let's just go to sports and aggregates. There you go. You can go with squares, or you can go with circles. They both are much of a muchness. I'm going to try for a straight edge, so I'm going to cheat a bit and use actually, let's not use the square, because the instructions said single coloured gravel, and that's not square. So we can either go white or we can go yellow. Let's go yellow. No, let's go white to match in with the tiles. I'm going to try and do a relatively straight edge down here. Alright. So that means placing it. I think this is it. You can see a faint green line just there. So what we're going to do is we're going to line it up on that faint green line and try and walk in a relatively straight line until we get to the edge of the green. Then we're going to lift our left mouse finger up and line ourselves up on the edge here and do the same thing on the edge. It's not quite so important here. And of course we can't go there, so I'm just going to because they're not going to penalise you for going into an area that they don't count. I just like to get that edge done, because that way, straighten it up. Driving like a drunken monkey. There we go. Let's just go back and tidy that. Even a little patch like that can count as a percent, so you don't want that there. All right, hop in. If you have a look, we've done 0% of sand. Sand, not gravel. I'm stupid. Shut up. Okay, single coloured gravel was for the other area. So we're going to do this exactly the same thing again with our sand, and we're going to try to not mess it up this time. Oh dear. I very carefully gravelled all the wrong area. Right, so the reason we're doing straight lines is because we want to get our percentages right. I know sand makes probably a slightly different sound, but that's okay. So we're doing our borders, and as long as we sand over all that gravel. Oh gosh, what's that? Okay, now we got it. Right, and the reason we did that is because when we go into there, we're going to want gravel, not sand. Now I can get as messy as I like. It's a bit like colouring and using your mouse. Actually, let's just go right into the middle here. And you'll notice as we cover up our sand, we've got a bit of a percent going, so that's good. All right. If you lift your left mouse finger, you won't sand over where you've been before. Unlike your tiling, unlike your painting, you can go straight over the top of another surface or a surface you've already got down, so you will cost yourself more money. So try not to go too much over everything if your income is low, or if your available fundage is low. There we go. Oops, glitchy. There we are. And all goes. Oops, there we are. All right. The nice thing about outlines is you don't have to be too precise once you're inside them. It takes a bit of the stress out of it. All right, now back to our single coloured gravel, which we will do over here, where we should have done it before. There it is there. White gravel to match in. Okay, sometimes it does this, it won't come up. So all you do is you just select it again, and then when it does come up, you're fine. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing to make it not come up, but I think it's something I'm doing. Maybe I'm holding the mouse button wrong or something. All right, so I've gone a little bit over, but it hasn't shown up on the sand, so we're going to try not to match entirely there. See that line? That's where we're going to try and keep our gravel in. So, all right, there we go. Like I said, with paths, you don't have to worry. They form a natural border for your gravelling. But when you're doing other gravels and grass, there's no natural border, so you just have to try and get it to go straight. Right, we've got all our gravel down. We've got all our sand down. So back in this area, we needed 3 coniferous shrubs of a broadly conical shape and 2 coniferous shrubs of an irregular shape. So that'll probably form a barricade for the small ones. Excuse me. Okay, into plants, into conifers, broadly conical, that one. I like this texture. I also like that when you have one particular plant, it's like the paints, you get a whole variety of shades and colours you can use. What happened there? There we go. So if you get sick of one colour, you can just go to another and alter it that way. Excuse me. Alright, we need 3 of these, so we're going to buy them now. I'm just going to do the thing and put one there, and we'll pop one in the middle, and we'll pop the other one up at the end. And then, because I want to do all the digging in one go, we'll grab the next one, which was a shrub irregular shape. Coniferous shrub irregular shape. So back into conifers, creeping irregular. That's kind of cool. That would give a bit of contrast. I like that one better though. Maybe. Actually, no, let's stick with this one. Alright, so we have our broadly coniferous shapes. You can put your shift key down and turn your mouse just to orient your shrubs. Pretty much the same way you orient your furniture. Right click to get rid of it, and then we just get into the planting. So put the plant in the ground. Left click for each shovelful. You can't hold it down and have it do it all. And when you water, make sure the circle fills. So the plants you do have planted will go green. As soon as they're planted, and the ones you need to plant will have a red circle. The ones already in the garden, I think, have a white circle. So that's kind of how you differentiate which plant you're working on and what you need to do. So just hitting the E key as instructed, left mousing to fill it with water. Now we're good. Now we get to the fun bit of putting in the kids' stuff. Just one more. There we go. That should deter them. Although knowing children, they'll squeeze through the gap like nobody's business. Alright, now you'll notice the little tiny bit of overlap that's happened here, and that green strip hasn't affected where we're at. So I'm going to leave it be rather than fiddle with it. We're going to assemble a playground. Right, so I'm just going to put in playground. I kind of like that colour scheme, so we might leave it at that. I'm doing one playground. Alright, let's pop the playground over here. Put E for assemble. Okay. It's very much the same way you assemble your bathroom stuff or anything else. You just need to work out what you're doing. For things that slide in, you hold that left mouse button down. Otherwise, you're just clicking. And we're done. Alright, a Sobe carousel. By one. Sobe, there we go. Let's pop that over there. That way they won't accidentally fall through the bushes when they're busy. What was the other thing I needed? A Dawei spring rocker. Alright. Let's just type in, actually let's not, it's right here. That's kind of cool. Alrighty, and I can bounce along there. There we go. All tasks are completed and this order is done. So we'll do one more thing at the office and then we'll call it a day. And 2 beds are great. So that little lady down the bottom is one of our preppers. So she comes with the DLC for preppers. I've temporarily forgotten what it's called. I'll try and remember it. We were doing a yellow bathroom, so let's just do the floor and the walls. So I'm going to use. They had Nutella tiles in here before. It was awesome. All right, I don't want to really use the orange. Sorry, 4 tiles. Let's make our lives easier. This is new. This is really cool. I know. I always wish there was more, but just even one more is good. I'm gonna have to play with that. I'm not sure whose bathroom to put that in. Okay, so we're gonna buy a bunch of these. Very quickly tile down. Yes, I know. I'm tiling under the door. It's okay. And then I think for our yellow bathroom, I can match it with the wall. The only wall tiles I find that really match it, they're I don't like them. They're a bit brown. So the ones I like that match it. It says 2 shades of white, but one of those shades is a faintly yellow shade, and I think the Jan Tarts like it. So this looks like a 4-pile bathroom. So we'll pop down 4 piles, and we'll grab our tiling tool, and we'll just very quickly tile through. Now the reason I can't tile here is because of the shower setup. I don't know if I'm keeping it yet, but that won't change the colour I'm going to put in this bathroom. So we'll just very quickly do the tiling, and then we'll call it a day. Besides, these green tiles are driving me crazy. Just one of those colours. So when you first start, your tiling speed is horribly slow. By the time you upgrade your handyman skills, it gets to be a lot less painful. You don't really need to tile in here, but I do because I can, and it looks better. And all the way through. I'm really at odds as to who I'm going to sell it to. This bathroom setup's not too bad because the Jantarts like light colours. The family, the Smoths like bright colours. That's the young couple. And then there's the family of 5 or 6. Believe it or not, they sometimes come and look at these smaller places. Honestly, I don't know why, because they'll never fit in, but they do. So as long as they're bidding, I tend to try and keep them in mind, even if I don't aim at selling it to them. So most of these people like light coloured walls. The businessman likes white tiles, but he will tolerate light coloured walls. So I tend to place a bet each way, and I tile light or close to white, and that also increases his bid just a little bit. So if you're thinking of your tiling and who you're selling to, it helps even though you can't see the buyers. And that's why I always stop and read those little hints at the bottom of the screen, because sometimes you haven't quite got there and you don't know why. And you'll read one, you'll go, oh, okay, I know, I've got the tiles to do the sides. No, I won't do that. All right. Okay, so that's the bathroom started. And tomorrow we might do a little bit more in there. In the meantime, however, I'll call this a day, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. We'll also do some more missions tomorrow as well. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. I'll see you later.